Mu'mineen, for who? For the believers. For the believers. Because ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابُ لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ, because that book, Kitabullah, the book of Allah, there's no doubt in it. This is the first verse after Fatiha. One of the first verses, Alif Lam Mim, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says what? ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابُ لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ. That is the book in which there is no doubt in it. If you have a doubt, you're not going to continue to read it. You're not. That's how Allah places the verse. He places the verse there. This is Kalam Allah. There is no doubt in this book. Why does Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say that? So that if you have no doubt in the book, then what you're going to read is going to be a source of healing you. What you're going to read is going to be a source that soothes you. What you're going to read will be a source that uplifts your spirit. When you go what? When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives you bala, when a test or a trial finds you, it will soothe you. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has put specialness in the Quran. That's why we need to be connected. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam has said that I've left you two things, two weighty things. Asqal fi mizan, two weighty things in the scale. The Prophet ﷺ said, I've left you two things that are weighty in the scale. Kitabullah, the book of Allah. Wa sunnatun Nabi, and the sunnah of the Prophet. And now the narration, the family, Ahlul Bayt. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says what? What is weighty in the scale? Kitabullah. He's left weighty. What is weighty? The Prophet ﷺ said, what weighs you down? Because why? Because your reliance is on it. We rely on many things. When we get into difficulties, stress, trials, tribulations, we rely on many things. Many things. We rely on doctors, counselors, and I'm not saying these are bad things to rely upon. We rely on the imam, the counselor in the mosque. We rely on all kinds of things. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has left you something that is the best to rely upon. Quran, Kitabullah. And the Prophet ﷺ brought to us he's brought to us the sunnah of how to turn the Quran into a book that you can use. That you can turn words that you can use to your benefit. Words that can help you, soothe you. Words that can elevate you. Words and surahs and chapters that can take you out of difficulty and put you back into ease. That can remove the anxiety from you. That can remove the stressful things from you. This is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given in the Quran. But, although He's given to it, we have to take firm grasp of it. We have to take firm grasp of it. It's related, and we'd like to go through some of these verses and some of these surahs that have special qualities. Because sometimes we forget. When bala comes, when difficulties come, we forget that the primary source of finding a way out of those tests, no matter what they come from. It could be sickness, it could be whatever. It could be fear, it could be hunger, it could be whatever it is. Poverty, it could be whatever it is. The primary source for you is Kitabullah, is the book of Allah. Because why? ذَلِكَ لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ, because there's no doubt in it. Because why? هُوَ شِفَاءٌ, because it is a cure. وَرَحْمَةٌ, and it is a mercy, لِلْمُؤْمِنِينَ, for the believers. That's why. Because we have these verses and we believe in these verses and we understand these verses. We understand them. And so because we understand them, then we can be connected to the Quran. We can be connected to the Quran. In Sahih Bukhari, Abu Sa'id al-Khudri narrates this hadith. Abu Sa'id al-Khudri, radiallahu anhu, one of the great companions of the Messenger, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he sets out on a journey. As narrated by Imam Bukhari, he sets out on a journey. And nightfall comes. With his companions, he sets out. And so they get to a tribe, one of the tribes in the peninsula.